Hello, student. This is Professor Sadeghi. Today we are going touch the first lab lectures of artificial intelligence and big data. Welcome to today's section. As we move through the course, we'll explore how Google Colab serves as a powerful tools for working with the AI and big data project. Today's lab section, we will provide a hands-on introduction on Google Colab and answer this question: why Google Colab and why we use Google Colab as a hands-on computing for our class. Google Colab is a platform that simplifies coding in the cloud. Cloud means somewhere in the internet. If you don't have a strong computer or server, easily you can use in the cloud, do the process. Okay. Let's get started. As you see here, an overview of what we'll cover today. We will start with a quick introduction, and at the beginning, we will discuss what is and how it can serve a powerful platform for AI and big data project. So let me highlight it here in what's the Google Colab. So, the point of the Google Colab come from some concept which is Jupyter Notebook. So we will, compare a Jupyter Notebook environment, which serves as a foundation of the Colab. Understanding Jupyter will give us a better grasp of how Colab works. We will then compare the Google Colab with the Jupyter Notebook. While both platforms serve similar purposes, this is very important. So you will ask, why not we use the Jupyter Notebook environment? Why we touch Google Colab? What's the difference? There are some key differences that will, impact how you choose to use each tools depend on your specific needs. From there, we'll look at the advanced, one advanced step to see, watch each platform, pros and sometimes pros and cons. For example, while Colab offers cloud-based computation with the free access to CPU and TPUs, Jupyter gives you more control over your local environment. Then we will dive into main reason why Google Colab is the ideal for AI and big data. From its ease of use to its ability to handle large-scale computation, there are many reasons Colab is favorable among the other scientists and machine learning engineers. Next, we will go step by step through the setting up Google Colab. From this part, I will switch between the PowerPoint to the real hands-on practice. So this slide and this lecture is a first. When I call lab lecture, that means we are going to do some hands-on exercise. When I call lecture, then that is go to the concept and theoretical concept. So remember, this is the LABLect1. So we'll cover everything from signing in with a Google account to writing an exercise code in our Google Colab notebook. After that, we will try to connect into the Google Colab and the overall interface. Understanding how to navigate Google Colab tools is the key to getting most out of platform. Once we've familiar ourselves with the interface, we will dive into writing code in the Colab and try to running the Python code. This is where the magic happens, getting your Python code to run on powerful cloud server with a minimal setup. Then we will cover how to organize your work in a Google Colab. This is so important because as you scale your project, managing notebooks, cells, and files become crucial to keeping your work efficient and readable. Some file repeated like this. This is not same as this. We'll also look at the managing file in the Colab. How store data set, notebook, result in the Google Drive or other storage like GitHub. Later on, we will touch integrating AI library. This including popular library like TensorFlow. We will see Google Colab, maybe not in this lecture, but later on, step by step, when we touch other parts like deep learning, machine learning in the coming weeks, then you will see here. And remember, when we come to the working with the big data, Colab shines. We'll show you how to handle large data set using the tools like Pandas or PySpark. So how to connect external sources such as Google. So in the deep learning and machine learning, we see those parts. And also we'll shift gears to talk about hardware accelerator like GPU and TPU available in Colab. This is the significant advantages for anyone working, with a computationally intensive model like neural network. Next, we'll discuss sharing, saving, collaborating in the Colab. One of the greatest features of the Colab is the ability to collaborate in the real time with others, much like you would in the Google Docs. As we approach the end, we will talk about the best practice. Through the best practice, I will give you some hint, some point how to use the ChatGPT or any AI chatbot. If you want to find some answer of question or practice, I will give you some hint how to use. Don't copy paste the code and bring to the Colab environment. I give you very valuable practical comment. Finally, we'll wrap up with a conclusion and next step. By the end of this section, you should be equipped to start using Colab for your AI and big data project. Not today lecture. I mean the lab lectures start from today. So I decided, switch to the lab lecture, and from this week, I will, share the Telegram link, and you can share connected to the Telegram link. Through that, I will share some information, and in case when you are working, if you have any question in the hands-on practice, we will communicate through that one. And remember, this is just beginning. There is so much more to explore, and Colab offers numerous resources to continue your learning. Okay. So now we are in the lab lecture section. So let's start with introduction to Google Colab. I'm sure you will enjoy for today lectures. So what is the Google Colab? So this Google Colab, you may know, some of you know, but as I mentioned, the way I'm teaching, I start to go from the beginning and then increase the speed, not suddenly go to the hardest part. So as I many times mentioned to you, you need to do some self-study while I'm teaching. That makes me, when I increase my speed or increase the degree of the hardness of class, then that might not be any problem for you. Okay, if you look at this slide, we have a simple example of program execution in the Colab. Code assign the value 5 to the variable a. See here, value 5 assigned to variable a. This is notice how to running this code doesn't produce any visible output, right? Just assign the value to the variable a. This is because the value is stored in a memory but not explicitly printed. However, the value is accessible in the sequence cell. In the next cell, we calculate b by squaring a and then printing the result. Output shows 25, right? Which is expected result of multiplying 5 by itself. This may seem like a simple execution, but it is highlight an important feature of Colab and Jupyter Notebook. Variables and their value persisted between cells. So variable and their value persisted between cells. This makes it possible to break your code into a smaller, more manageable section while maintaining access to previous defined variables. Additionally, this feature is useful for long-running scripts. For example, you could load a large dataset or initialize machine learning models in one cell. We will do it. And then run a smaller computation on the data in the later cell without having a reload or reinitialize each time. This is a very important point. As you work with more complex projects, you will find this kind of modular approach means cell by cell. Very efficient, especially when you want to test different parts of your code without rerunning the entire script from the beginning. This makes Colab an ideal environment for experimentation, particularly in AI and big data workflows. So this is very important. So I put the main concept here and I capture to show simple. This is the point. So to do so, we have a two-way. One way, simply, we make environment in the local machine for ourselves. Local machine means our computer, local machine. Another way, in the browser, like internet. www, go to the online cloud base. This is connected some server somewhere. Only we use www, for example, colab.google.com, something. But here we install in our computer. So there is pros and cons. If you want to make such an environment, both same, but simply cell by cell running would be same. But there is a two approach. When you do locally, you need pay for server, manage, installment, many things. Usually that is based on the Jupyter Notebook environment. But this one, which is web-based, is a free. You don't need to buy RAM or hard disk, space, worry about that, some library installation, something like that. That is Google Colab. Google Colab is basically based on Jupyter Notebook, but main Jupyter framework is the desktop based. Also, they have a web, but we are not touching that part. But so I have a two-way. Go for the Jupyter, which is very complicated. You need to install some error, something. When you have a real project, you don't want to, go for the online. You want to have, due to some security, other issue, you want to have a local environment. You need to touch Jupyter Notebook. But for Google Jupyter Notebook, or simply Google Colab Notebook, or Google Colab Notebook, when we talk, that is totally web-based. So this is the point you should consider from the beginning. Okay. So Jupyter Notebook, Google Colab is based on the Jupyter Notebook framework. Jupyter Notebook are an open source application, web-based environment that allow you create document, live code. Google Colab is web-based, but basically Jupyter Notebook is open source web application. But this is allow you to share document, lively equation in. But you need to do so. You need to make everything. Make a server environment, web environment. You need to establish everything. Just example. Create a code cell in the Jupyter Notebook and type following, Python code. This is possible. We will see in both environments. Cell-based, and for both of them, when you want to run the code, you just press Shift-Enter for either Jupyter Notebook or Google Colab Notebook. So we will focus about the Google Colab, not Jupyter. So then I will explain why we will focus that one. So first, let's see what the Colab means. Colab comes from collaboratory. Is a free Jupyter Notebook environment that runs entirely in a cloud, not desktop. But Jupyter has also desktop. One of the greatest strengths is that it requires no setup, but Jupyter needs setup. Very complicated. You can start coding directly from your browser. without need to install any software. This is the huge advantage, especially for those working in an environment where setting up Python and its library can be time consuming and problematic. So with a Colab, you don't have to spend hours troubleshooting package installation. So for installation package or dependencies, you don't need. Everything come pre-installed with the most popular library like TensorFlow, PyTorch, like Crass. It is perfect environment for machine learning and AR project. Another amazing feature of the Google Colab is integrates seamlessly with the Google Drive and GitHub. So you can access your project from anywhere, share your notebook with others, collaborate in the real time just like you would in Google Docs. So what can we do with the Colab? First, it allows us to execute Python code and run complex machine learning model directly in your browser. It's also ideal for AI and machine learning, data project because it provides access to powerful GPU and CPU and TPU. These hardware accelerators are essential for speeding up the training of the deep learning model, making Google Colab a game, changers for anyone working with a large dataset and neural network. So this is the main point. When we say TPU means Tensor Processing Unit. Our application specified integrated circuit designed by Google specifically for the accelerating AI task. This makes them highly efficient for running neural network. We need it for like ANN, CNN, RNN. Later on we will talk. Colab gives you free access to this cutting-edge hardware. So in a summary, Google Colab is a cloud-based Jupyter Notebook environment that's perfect for AI and big data. It is offered free access to powerful hardware integrates with the popular platform. Okay. So when Google Colab, Jupyter Notebook, both code cell, Markdown cell. Markdown cell means give you lightweight markup. For example, you can use this hash sign for titling. If you use two hash sign for comment, means subtitling. This is based on markup language. Means with a simple sign you can controlling. Less programming is very light. So support both cell and markdown cell. Because we have a two cell, I will explain. One is for running Python code. One is for explaining Python code, commenting. So we will talk. So remember, Google Colab simply no setup, free GPU, but here local installation hardware for Jupyter Notebook. So very nice table, very nice table. Please pay attention. Criteria. I may ask in the exam, how you compare Google Colab and Jupyter Notebook. Installation, Pro means positive. No installation required, but you need to local installation. Avconda, use many environment. Conda, Avconda, using those environments, setting many things, then you can be able to run Python code through the cell-based environment. Hardware, free access, good. But you need to buy many machine, many good memory. This is negative. Offline access, you cannot. This is the negative point. But in the Jupyter, because you have a desktop, okay. Or consider okay. Collaboration, real-time collaboration, but require manual sharing, no real-time collaboration. So easily you understand why I choose Colab for this class, especially when the many students from different departments, and especially in our classes, 2 class integrated, AI and big data. We don't have much time. So this is the best. So why use Colab for AI and big data? So one of the biggest advantages is of setup. There is none setup needed. You don't need installation anything, and you don't need to install anything. So plus you have access to powerful resources like GPU, TPU, which makes great platform for resources, right? Let's get a start. From now on, I will switch between the PowerPoint and hands-on practice. So what you need to do, so please while I start hands-on exercise, you do with me. Do not watch. Now lab lecture is not the watching. You need to practice. So pause the video, type the colab.research.google.com. So when you do, you will see here, I already copy paste here. You will see welcome page. This is the welcome page. So for now, you don't need to do anything here for welcome page. So you can see environment here. So this is the Google Colab environment. You see the cell here, some comment here. So when you see that one, you see the cell which you can touch, and you can run any code here. So this is just for simply look at environment. Okay, let's back to the slide. So sign up in Google account. So if you are not, I already signed in. So if you are not signed in Google account, you need to sign in your Google account. Then everything okay. Then we will create the new notebook, or you can upload existing notebook. You can write and execute Python code on the Google server. All work is saved automatically to the Google Drive. We will see. So let's connect it to the virtual machine. Utilize Google resource, not in my computer. We will connect through the cloud to the Google machine. So what you need to do here, if you connect first time disconnected, it will be show reconnect. But if you not connect before, you will see connect button. Anyway, you press it. So here message, you can see this part, initializing Python 3 Google connected. Now connected to the Python 3 Google compute the engine backend. So it is connected. As you can see here, it will be show your Google computer allocated for you. RAM, you see RAM 1 giga to 12 giga, and disk 36 giga to 100 giga is available for you, so you don't worry about this one. And when you are using processing, you will see RAM how much change. So we already connected. So now, so we will see explain some interface on top. As I explained in the slide, you can make a new notebook in the in Drive. So you can press here, or if you previously created your what is the notebook? Several cell, including this sort of cell, many cell. When you put in your file, you want to do some coding including many cell. Those file include many cell. Each can be run separately. We call it cell. This is the cell for Python. This is cell for explanation. 2 cell we have. This is text for just guide us. This is for running Python code. So anyway, this sort of cell, we put it in a file. We call it as a notebook. So the file, we call it notebook, that is including many cells. And let's go inside. So here you see we can make a new, you can save it, you can download. When we make our code, instead of, for instance, running in the console of the Python black environment, and we need to run whole code, we can run line by line through the cell. The file it is created, the extension is the IPYNP. So this IPYNB is this is stand for Interactive Python Notebook. Interactive Python Notebook. Or you can download as a Python format, Py, then use in a Python environment. Can give you both. So let's make a new notebook. So here, as I mentioned to you, we have a 2 cell. One is the code cell, one text cell. So first we need to connect, not connected. So let's connect it, see. connecting to the Python. Now it's connected. Let's start with a simple like hello my dear AI and big data course student, right? Instead of hello world, I prefer this one. So how we can run it? Because this is the environment, connect to the server, cell by cell run. One way is press this button. You will run this cell. Another, you can use Control Enter or you can press Shift Enter. When you press it, this will be run it. Hello, my dear students. So there is a here, you can clear or hide or view output full screen. If you press this, you will see only like this. If you press, you can clean. Then you need to run it again. I run it. And another to run the Python code, let's give you one more example. Let's calculate 2 plus 2. Two plus 2 simply, and either Shift Enter or Control Enter or press this one. So the result come. Then we need our best practice in the Google Colab is to use headers and sub-headers in text cell. Why? This helps keep your notebook organized and easy to navigate. You can also use the built-in table of the content feature to quickly jump to different section of your notebook if you have such a option. So to do so, for instance, I want to write here, I can use hash sign. This is our, let's say in just title, introduction, maybe capital. Just enter, you can press enter. One more enter. You can hash sign double. You could say section 1. Then enter. Like section 2. If you have some subsection, you can also bring front, but is okay. And some subsection 1-1, you need to use You see the result here. So, and then Shift Enter. You see this is the bigger, and including this part, both of them, unless you make another text. For example, for calculation, you make a text here like calcu, or let's say capital. Then this now last time this cell will part of introduction, but when you make a cell, that makes separation, so that makes different environment. So another thing, let's back to the slide. So let's about the other information here. You have some environment. This is for file management. We will talk. So you can mount it to the Google Drive. We will do later. So I will explain all of this. For now, already this is important. Okay. So code. Okay, file management. This is the file management. And RAM disk indicator. Yes, here. Okay. And this is RAM disk indicator, already RAM using, and some other information. We can, for instance, you can sometimes some problem disconnected and then again connected. This is the way you can do. Sometimes some cell you need to URL get of this. For instance, if you copy paste link of this, I just want to show you this is the URL of this cell, right? You can use for another environment this cell only if you have some sort of connection to number of cell or one cell. And if you want to delete, you can press this one, or you can press Control MD. You keep it, press the Control key, MD. Control, sorry, here, Control MD. You can delete it. For instance, 2 plus 3, run it. Or you can use this one to delete. So here, if you want to add code, new code, you can add like this. Okay, this is the environment. So as I explain, going to explain this one, I explain this part. This is the files. This is the table of content. So when you add many code, then in code you add some text, or so remember, if you want to see in the table of content, you should have a title. Otherwise, that comment will not come to the table of content. For example, title. If you do it. Shift enter, some title, okay, shift enter, this will become here, this table of contents. Then if you want to search some function here, then this one, for instance, if you have a like assign 5 value to a variable, you will see here. Then if you have a b, for instance a plus 2, this come here. If like that, if you say some string, some, for instance d equal, so d is a float, you will see here, and then you can filterize or many activities. So whatever variable inspector you have, you will see here, or you can configure your environment to hide some portion of your code. And when you don't want the file management, you can do like this. Sometimes you want a big environment. Then if you want to save this one for cloud environment, you can mount drive. You press, then ask you connect to the Google Drive. You can connect to the Google Drive. So when you connected, you will see drive. Then whatever you do here, it will be saved in your Google Drive. So you can change, for example, LABLect1. Google Colab. So you can, this is saved as a interactive Python notebook, as a notebook Jupyter. So this file can use for any place you can share. Okay. So you can see here, and also there is a code snippets. Code snippets is for to find the pre-written snippet, means some portion of code already, some adding new library, referencing one cell from the another you reference. You will use this one here. This is code snippets. For instance, like we will touch later NumPy. So already code come for NumPy or pandas. You can use that one to your for your so I close this one. Then you can search some already piece of code which is called snippets. So you can insert this one here and then run it. So you don't need do some process. But the thing is, for your, I will explain later, mostly try to type by yourself at the beginning. Okay, time is going to be 15 minutes. I will stop here, then continue for the next video. Okay, thank you.